Hello, my name is Bethany Muriel. I am 24 years old and I live in South Carolina. I am currently a teacher's assistant at the school I went to as a child, and my goal is to soon take over room 107. That is the classroom I'm currently in. The teacher I work with always says, Bethany, you gotta finish school so that when I retire, you can take over. I think she has about like 4 or 5 more years left and she'll be done. And she wants me to take over. So hopefully that can happen. The purpose of this video is to discuss what makes a great teacher and how I fit into that category. In this video, I will be speaking on what makes teachers great, the dispositions I have, and which ones I think I need improvement on. I will also speak on what professional qualities I believe educators should be displaying in their classrooms. Before I get into what dispositions I have, I want to speak on what exactly dispositions are. Dispositions are teachers' values, commitments, and beliefs that influence their behavior, their actions, their engagement with their students, coworkers, and community. Dispositions do not define a teacher's personality, but their character and who they are as a person. The experiences teachers get in the classroom continuously allow them to grow, learn, and reflect. Successful. That is a word I want to be. A few months ago, before I enrolled at GCU, I was sitting in my bedroom and I was thinking about how I want a degree. I was like, I want a degree. I want a career. I want to make something out of my life. So I was like, let's just get into it, enroll, and let's just see how it goes. And so far, I have been enjoying my time with GCU, and I can't wait for the next few courses I have. I will be the first one in my family to be receiving a bachelor's degree, and hopefully I can get my master's as well. I believe I am a compassionate person. There's that little cliche quote that's on like coffee cups and bags and stuff that says it takes a big heart to teach little minds, and I believe that is true. I am someone with a big heart. I wear my heart on my sleeve, especially when it comes to the little ones. At the age of 12, I began babysitting my younger cousins, and that's where my love for children grew. I love to teach kids, and I love getting to know them. I love forming bonds with them and becoming someone they can look up to. The love I got from my kids and my family this year was out of this world, and it encouraged me to advocate, reflect, and be the professional that I am. The 4K program at my school is fresh. They've always had the 4K classes at my school, but 2 years ago, we got taken over by SIRDEP, and we're like our own little program now. But with that being said, our kids have been left in the dark when it comes to inclusion. We've had a few issues with like school events that we've had at our school. There was a recent one we had where we had our school's field day and our kids got left out of some of the activities they had, and we fought for them and told them how we believe our kids deserve a chance to. They deserve to have the same experiences the rest of the kids in the school have. And after we talked about it with our principal and stuff, he decided our kids could be included in the activity, and it was worth the headache we gave them. The smiles on our kids' faces and how they spoke about how this was the best day ever was worth it. I do it all over again. I love to fight for my kids. I love for them to have a good experience at school, and I'll do anything to make that happen. Although I have to fight a lot of battles for my students, I always maintain a respectful and professional attitude towards my administration and coworkers. Respect goes a long way in my book, and I was raised as a person to always respect those around me, and to treat others how I want to be treated. Reflection is a disposition I try to demonstrate by improving my actions and making smart, rational decisions. I always try to think of what I could have done better for that day. I reflect over my actions, and I try to be wise with the choices I make, because I believe that makes me a better educator inside and outside of the classroom. Being able to reflect and take constructive criticism are skills that lead to a successful educator, because I could receive feedback from someone and they could make me aware of things I can improve on. Although I have worked as a teacher's aide and have classroom experience, being the lead teacher is a completely different role. You have more responsibility and higher expectations you have to meet. I know there will be things I have to work on before I step into that position, such as fairness, higher expectations, and dedication. I rank these three as the bottom three because even though I do execute these in the classroom, I do believe they could use some work. I work as a supervisor for my school's after-school program, and my site coordinators told me a while ago that it's obvious I have favorites, and that's something I should work. And I was like, no, that's not true. And they're like, Bethany, it's obvious. And I was like, well, okay, I'll try to work on that. And when we came back for summer last year, there's this one little girl. I had to set more boundaries with her, and just try to not be obvious with her being my favorite. I know they say we shouldn't have favorites, but there's always one kid or a few kids who cling to you more. And yeah, but they did tell me that I did a better job with her in being fair to all the other students. So I was very happy with that. I decided showing fairness was something that I needed to carry over into the classroom. In my classroom, I decided to create more boundaries with my children, and I let my students know what was okay and what was not okay. I work with the 4-year-olds, and at times that can be hard for them to understand. However, as long as I'm consistent with those boundaries, I notice they eventually get it. And something else I think I could improve on would be high expectations. I have high expectations for myself, but when it comes to the classroom, I feel like I sometimes lack in that area. I'm still learning what is developmentally appropriate for children of different ages. There have been moments where I have to stop in the middle of my discipline with my students because I ask myself, okay, is this developmentally appropriate? And sometimes it is, I have high expectations for my students, but sometimes they need to be lowered or adjusted to meet them in the middle. I want my future students to be successful, and that means having high expectations that are developmentally important for them so that they can be successful in the classroom. I put dedication as the one that I feel like I need the most work on, which came as a shocker because I am very dedicated to my students. However, I realized I could be more committed. Seeing how dedicated the lead teachers are in my school made me realize I need to step up, especially on those hard days where I don't want to get up and I would rather stay in bed. I need to be dedicated, ready to walk in with a positive attitude and ready to teach. When I have a student with behavioral issues, I need to be dedicated in making sure I try every option possible to help them while maintaining an appropriate attitude. And then the hard moments are where I can improve with my dedication to my students. I was once told to leave everything at the door and put on my game face when I walk in the building. This has been very hard to do, but I feel that that is a skill that is necessary, especially when there are little children waiting for you to come in to teach and love on them. And to sum this up, I feel like teachers are expected to do a lot, and it can be overwhelming at times. However, the relationships, the memories, and the student success that I see at the end of the year makes it all worth it. If someone strives to be a great teacher, they should model patience, love, understanding, positivity, acceptance of all children, creativity, and communication, all while maintaining a good attitude, because you want to have a good experience and you want your children to have a good experience. Even though you feel like you're burning yourself out, wearing yourself thin, it's all worth it in the end, and I'd do it all over again if I could. I love every moment of being a teacher's assistant, and I can't wait for the day I have my own classroom and I am the lead teacher. Thank you.